The Miraculous London special has me extremely worried, which is ironic because a few weeks ago, I made a video praising the Miraculous World specials and breaking down all of the reasons why they are stronger than the main series. Feel free to check it out, by the way, but in summary, we spoke about the writers having creative liberty to take risks and make bolder writing decisions, and we also concluded that Miraculous simply works better with longer form content, allowing for a tighter narrative structure and flow. But of course, leave it to Miraculous to always disappoint just when you praise it. So we got a new synopsis and 2 new trailers for the Miraculous London special Edge of Time. And I'm slightly worried because to me, it feels like the writers are even more adamant on sidelining Adrien. Worse, they're actually defending their writing decisions. So in this video brought to you by the one and only, your girl, the cartoon hotspot, we are going to be theorizing, emphasis on theory, on what this special could entail. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and click that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin. The synopsis goes as follows. In the burrow, Bunnick sees the windows of time disappearing one by one. The future is fading away, but what's going on? At the same time, Marinette wakes up at home to discover that someone in Paris has just made a wish, thanks to the cat and ladybug Miraculouses. Quickly, she has to transform herself into Ladybug, but then she realizes she's missing her earrings. Luckily, Bunnix comes to get her just before the wish wipes everything out. Together, Bunnix and Marinette, now Chronobug, must save the future by finding out who discovered that Marinette was Ladybug, when and how they managed to steal her Miraculous. Marinette realizes that the butterfly Miraculous now has a new owner. All that's left is to hope for one thing. Ladybug. Okay, now for the trailer. Based off of what was shown in the trailer, I believe that the special's timeline is as follows. I think it starts off at the end of Gabriel making the wish. Now remember, in the finale, the wish was made and suddenly we just jumped to this pool party. It always felt like we missed something because how did we get from point A to point B? Like, how did we go from Gabriel making the wish and literally rewriting the universe to suddenly it being the end of the summer vacation and Adrien is just fine, he's just hosting a pool party. So I feel like this special fills the gap and happens as the universe is being rewritten, leaving only Marinette behind to destroy the stand thingy that Gabe was keeping the Kwamis captive in. After that, she obviously flies to London to tell Adrien that he's literally an orphan now, RIP. And obviously he doesn't take it well, as nobody would. But there's a shot that intrigued me and it's Kagami giving sort of like a side eye. And honestly, I completely forgot that Kagami knows Ladybug is Marinette. And it's safe to assume that she also knows Hawkmoth was Gabriel. So when Bug Noir tells Adrien that his father died being a hero, Kagami knows that that's obviously not true, but I don't think she says anything. Interesting. Anyways, Lila somehow has Nuru, and I have no clue how. Like, did Girlie just jump into the lair? How did she not break a few bones? Anyways, but I think she akumatizes herself into that phantom person, we're just gonna call it the phantom, that is seen creeping around Marinette's room. Remember, Lila also has the tablet that contains the translated version of the grimoire, so already she is at a massive advantage over Ladybug. My theory is that Lila steals the Ladybug earrings so Marinette cannot transform and akumatizes Adrien, who's clearly not handling his father's death very well. She grants him the power to go back and change time. I doubt that Marinette told him that his father was Hawkmoth, so Lila could have slipped him a line saying that people are keeping secrets from him and that she could give him the power to travel through time and get his own answers, which valid, honestly, very valid. I believe that Adrien finds out the truth about everything and everyone and potentially makes a wish that Gabe never found the butterfly and peacock Miraculous, which would erase the timeline that we have now completely. Because think about it, the wish that Gabriel made wouldn't fully erase the timeline. It would just change a few things. If Adrien wished that Gabe never found the butterfly Miraculous, Marinette would not be Ladybug and things would be very, very different to what we know. Like, Miraculous would basically not exist. The premise of the series would not exist. We simply would not have a show. So Marinette gets woken up by the timeline getting erased, and before she can get erased with it, she gets pulled into the burrow by Bunnix. And this is something interesting that never quite registered in my mind up until now. It seems that the burrow exists outside of time, therefore is completely unaffected by it. And so Marinette is shown that the windows are completely disappearing. And here is where things get a tiny bit wonky. Either she goes back in time and steals or borrows the Ladybug earrings from herself back in the Origins episode, or she pulls some earrings from like another dimension. Either way, this new Chronobug costume is yellow instead of blue, because if she merged the Time Miraculous with her Ladybug earrings, it would be blue and red. red. So where did this yellow costume come from? Then we have Natalie also involved somehow, but honestly I am not quite sure what she's supposed to be doing. I think she's brought back to life obviously and made aware that something in the previous universe happened, that she died. And I don't know, do characters remember what happened in the previous universe? Like characters that were majorly affected by it? I know Marinette obviously remembers, and Alia and Suhan because she told them, but would Natalie remember that she quite literally died? Is that why they're hugging? Because Marinette literally watched Natalie die, so she's hugging her because she's like, oh, now Adrien is, you know, not alone, he actually has a guardian. Interesting. But the last thing I want to address is that this special takes place in London. Like, it's literally called Miraculous London Edge of Time. Where the heck is Felix? What the heck is bro doing? Where is he at? Does he have more important things to be doing? I cannot imagine doing a whole special in London and we don't get to see him. Like, I don't like Felix as much as the next person, but it doesn't make sense that he's not involved. First of all, I have a bone to pick. Like, side note, where the hell was Felix in the entirety of the season 5 finale? Bro trauma dumped on Marinette without an apology, mind you. Gave a really elaborate play when he could have just said, oh yeah, Gabriel's Hawkmoth and I'm a centibeing along with Adrien. But bro decided to, you know, throw the theatrics and throw a 24-minute play on his life and how he came to be, only for him to just disappear when he was needed the most. Like, he could have been useful in the finale. Where was he? Did the writers just forget about him? Did bro just decide to just chill in London?
I mean, that's none of my business. That's none of my problem.
I know, but that's
none of my business, none of my problem.
But overall, I am very intrigued by this special, even though I feel like ultimately I won't agree with it. When it comes out, I feel like I'll enjoy it and then just be like, okay, great, but it still doesn't erase how I'm feeling about the show overall. Sure, it might have some killer action scenes, but I feel like this special is only existing to justify the season 5 finale. Many people, including Astrid himself, has said that it's the perfect setup for season 6, and I truly do believe that. Like, sure, it explains why things unfolded the way it did at the end of season 5, and okay, that's fine. But if you need an entire 50-minute special to defend your writing choices, maybe it wasn't a good writing choice to begin with. As my good friend Lady Noir Rose on Twitter said, good writing speaks for itself. Like, yeah, we might get an akumatized version of Adrien and a lot of emotional moments, but it's still going to end up being erased and he's still going to be clueless about it. It doesn't change the fact that removing him completely from the finale was a terrible decision on the writer's part to begin with. Either way, I will be seated for this special and I will try my best to enjoy it for what it is. But as always, now I'm interested in your thoughts. What are your theories on Miraculous London, the race against time? Let me know down in the comments below. But as for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time.